You think your dog hates the park because they're being stubborn, but that's not the real reason. Have you noticed the sudden dragging at the leash, the refusal to go, the tail tucked tight like they've lost courage? It looks like dislike. It feels like betrayal. But beneath that moment is a secret signal your dog is sending. And if you miss it, you could be missing the one chance to help them feel safe again. A lot of owners assume behavior equals attitude. Dogs pull because they're excited. Dogs ignore you because they're stubborn. Dogs hate the park because they're bored. That's the easy story. The harder, truer story is about memory, threat calculation, and emotional safety. Your dog isn't making a choice to spite you. They're reading the park for danger, and their body is shouting the result. Here's what's really going on. Dogs process places as layered memories. Smells, sounds, a flash of movement, those become bookmarks. If something stressful happened in that environment, even something small you didn't notice, the park becomes a high alert bookmark. Their brain doesn't file park as a fun picnic spot anymore. It files it as a scene where something bad might happen. Instinct first, politeness later. When your dog freezes, refuses, or suddenly acts distant, that's a threat assessment in real time. Think about how fast a dog reacts. Their senses are tuned for split-second survival. One startling incident, a rough dog meeting, a loud crash, a frightening person, a sharp whistle, can create a lasting association. The emotional weight of that moment stays attached to the place. Every time they approach, their nervous system runs the tape. Safety or danger? If danger wins, behavior changes. Not because they hate you or the park, because their body decided avoidance is safer. And it's not only big events. Micro-traumas add up. Repeated small stressors, a child chasing, someone shouting, a bike zipping by, they pile into the memory bank. Your dog starts to generalize. That park equals unpredictability. That's why some dogs shift from joy to anxiety almost overnight. The brain is efficient. Generalize once, react faster next time. It's adaptive. From their perspective, it's smart. Now picture this. You kneel down, leash slack, your voice low, your presence calm. That single moment can start rewriting that stored memory. You become the new data point in their calculations. Are you safe? Do you provide relief? Dogs look for social cues from their humans to interpret ambiguous situations. If you signal safety, their nervous system gets a chance to flip the switch from escape to explore. But here's the twist most owners miss. You can't rush this. Pushing them back into the park, dragging them past the bench where it happened, or forcing interactions confirms the threat. It proves to their brain that the place is unsafe and their worry was justified. So what should you actually do? Start small and predictable. Reclaim the park in tiny steps your dog can meet with success. Approach slowly. Stop before the point of freeze. Let them choose a closer distance where they can breathe. Reward calm, not bravery. A single relaxed sniff or a millisecond of loose body language is progress. That tiny win is a new memory. The park can be safe here. Repeat that micro-success often and quietly. High drama undoes progress because excitement spikes their stress hormones. Quiet consistency reprograms the place. There's another hidden factor, the social hierarchy of the moment. Dogs are social learners. If a confident dog happens to give a hard reprimand at the park, your dog reads that as confirmation of danger. They don't separate that dog from the place. The whole scene becomes colored. That's why a single hostile encounter can flip months of positive experiences. Humans treat social events as isolated, but animals link social and spatial cues tightly. Understand that, and you start seeing the park as a mosaic of events rather than one fixed label. You might be wondering, what about age or health? That's critical. Pain changes perception. A dog who used to sprint and now hesitates could be protecting an ache you can't see. Joints, teeth, inner ear issues, these change how the world feels. If the park requires quick turns, jumps, or sudden stops, an uncomfortable body will prefer avoidance. So don't assume behavior is purely psychological. Always consider the body. A vet check can rule out pain-driven avoidance and save months of frustration.
Here's the part most owners never consider: scent memory. Dogs sniff the ground and read emotional residues. If another dog marked the place after a fearful event, your dog can pick up the trace of that fear, literally. Smell can bring the memory forward and trigger a defensive response. That's why sometimes the same park is fine one day and problematic the next. Something new was left behind that reactivated the alarm system. If this is changing how you see your dog, hit like and subscribe, because the next insight could be the one that finally breaks the loop. Now, let's get practical. Start a 3-step reclaim routine. Step 1. Do a park reconnaissance from the edge. Walk the perimeter at a time when it's quiet. Let your dog observe without pressure. Keep treats in your pocket, but don't force interaction. Step 2. Plant tiny safety anchors. Low-value treats dropped while sitting calmly, a favorite toy in a neutral spot, or a brief game at a safe distance. These anchors create new associations without confronting old ones head-on. Step 3. Celebrate micro-successes. If your dog looks relaxed for even 5 seconds, mark it with a calm signal and a treat. Progress is measured in seconds and inches, not leaps. But watch for the invisible sabotage, your own anxiety. Dogs are exquisitely tuned to human emotion. If you tense, pull, or apologize, they'll read that as validation of threat. Breathe. Use a steady, low voice. Lead, don't coax. Your composure is the social cue that helps them reevaluate the environment. There's also a powerful extra tool: controlled exposure with a predictable companion. A confident, well-behaved dog can model that the park is safe. But be careful, it must be a stable buddy, not a random dog. Arrange a short, calm walk together where your dog can see another dog confidently moving through the space. Social proof is persuasive. It rewrites the narrative from danger to others are okay here. And remember, timing matters. Don't force training when the park is crowded or when your dog is already on high alert. Catch them in a neutral emotional state. Work when the stakes feel low. Repetition in calm conditions builds the memory bank of safety. The brain needs repetition, not drama, to overwrite fear. Now imagine the emotional payoff. The tug on the leash eases. The ears relax. That small, slow wag that returns feels deeper than happiness. It's relief. You didn't just fix a behavior. You restored trust. Your dog learned to read the park differently because you helped them rewrite the story attached to that place. There's one final insight most owners miss. Avoidance is love. When your dog refuses the park, they're not rejecting you. They're preserving their emotional equilibrium. They're choosing a survival strategy that made sense in their memory. Meeting that with patience, structure, and calm companionship transforms avoidance into a bridge back to joy. Your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating. The sudden park fear is a message. Something here doesn't feel safe. Your job is to listen, decode, and gently rewrite the memory with predictable, tiny wins. Do that, and the park will become a place of choice again, not a place of fear. End with this. Slow down at the next path. Offer your calm. Let them lead the inch. Watch for that first relaxed sniff. When it comes, lean close and whisper thanks, because you helped them choose safety over fear.